All right, we're going to begin to map our African continent for imperialization. And so what we're going to start with is what colonies were located in Africa before the scramble for Africa really occurred. So I'm going to go to this scribblemaps.com. I've done a Google search for it. It pulls up this website here. I'm going to click and go directly into it for create maps. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to open this up and in essence give me a set, a map from Google Maps that I can work with. So I'm going to hide this over here. Wants to give me some tips. I'm going to close off of that. And then in essence, I have this map. Up here are my toolbars, and I'm going to be using a number of these different features and get some things set up initially to kind of make life a little bit easier for me. But I can use this little hand tool to move the map around and that kind of thing, and I'm going to kind of create a situation here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because in essence I'm dealing with Europe and Africa, so I want to make sure that that's set. The line size, I'm going to want to really reduce that probably down to 2. I can select a color for the lines. I can do a fill color for a different region, and you're going to be choosing different regions. Okay? So I'll show you some of these features as we go. But here is, in essence, the assignment. And it says, based on the reading below, in essence, these bulleted points here, you're going to then map where the original colonies were in Africa before the real scramble started to happen. And so as you read through this, you're going to pick a color for the particular host or home nation. In this case, we're going to start off with, let's say, Great Britain. And Britain had Freetown and Sierra Leone, forts along the coast of the Gambia, and presence at Lagos, the Gold Coast Protectorate, and a fairly major set of colonies in South Africa, Cape Colony, Natal, and Transvaal, which it had annexed in 1877. So I need to, in essence, document all these different places where these colonies were. And I'm dealing with Britain. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with Great Britain, which I know is right here on the map. So I'm going to zoom in on this area. So I'm going to move this to the middle. I'm going to zoom in so I can get closer to this. And I'm going to outline this and choose a color for it. So red for an outline color is fine. I'm going to use this scribble on the map tool. And in essence, I'm going to then kind of outline the United Kingdom or Great Britain here as best I can. It doesn't have to be exact, and you can kind of see that. But that way I can kind of highlight which country I'm talking about here at this point. Okay, and so I've connected those lines, and once I've got the lines connected, now I have a shape in which I can fill. And so here's my fill color, and Great Britain can be green. You know what? I'm going to go with white. Actually, I think I'm going to go down here and go with white. The opacity on it, I'm going to change that down to 40% because I want to be able to see some of the land through it. Maybe 35%. We'll see how that goes. And then I'm going to use the fill bucket here to fill inside the zone, and you can see it kind of highlights it for me, and it knows that it's an area. So there it is. I'm going to use my hand tool and get back off of there. And then if I zoom back out, you can see that that region on the map, as I zoom out, is now highlighted. Okay? What I'm also going to do is I'm going to now set a place mark for this host country, and I'm going to go in here to my place marks, and it gives me some different options, but I'm going to use flags here under miscellaneous. And then it allows me to use the flag of the nation. In this case, I'm talking about England. If you don't know what the flags look like, you can see that they are alphabetized. And so I'm going to look for England. Here it is. So there's the little marker I'm going to use. Within this, I think I can select different sizes here. 75 is a little large, but I'm going to make my 75% for the home country, and then I'll show you what I'm doing after that. Actually, I'm going to go 100 and still use England for that. Let me get out of here, and then I'm going to place, whoops, I don't want that to be there. I want it to be England. Let me go back down to that. Here it is. Okay. And I'm going to say save. So you can see then, and then I can move this if I want to, but I'm going to put that in the center of England. And now I'm going to start to, let me close out of that, and I'm going to start to use the same placeholders and highlight the same areas using white to, in essence, identify all the countries that England is. So one thing I want to deal with though is I think maybe this is too opaque. I want it to be a little bit darker. Let me zoom in on this a little bit and kind of move the map around. Use the hand tool for that as well. Zoom in once again. You can see this. So I'm going to go in here and select kind of this inner fill thing, and I can use this eraser tool to get rid of anything that I don't really want. I don't want this inner part, and you can see I clicked there and it's gone. And so I can set this. It's 35%, maybe I go 50% with this color. You can play around with that. Let me go back to the bucket tool. And that does that. I like that a little bit better. That makes it a little bit better. Okay. So I'm going to use the same color scheme. Notice white and red. I like that for this particular country. So now I'm going to go down and try to find some of these other places that I got to deal with. Britain had Freetown and Sierra Leone, so let me go find Sierra Leone. An easy way to search for Sierra Leone is I can go up here, type in Sierra Leone, and you can see it pop up here, and it'll zoom in to that region for me. So let me zoom out. Oops, what happened there? I want Sierra Leone. And let me zoom back out, and you'll be able to see where that is located on the bigger map, right? And there's Freetown, right? So as I zoom out, you can see that. Okay, I've got that here. So I'm going to once again use my scribble tool, and I'm going to kind of highlight this general region here, kind of go along the coast here, and then I'm going to fill that, same color scheme, fill that, and once again I'm going to put a place marker there. Now because this is a colony, I'm going to make it a smaller place marker. I'm going to go with 50% size, and then let me go up and find England. There's England again, and let me put that, here we go, and let me put that here. And I can save that, and now I have my colony. If I zoom back out, you can see I've got the home country, and then I've got my smaller colony that goes with it. If I don't want to use this anymore, I can go up here and click on the hand tool or the pointer tool, and you can see that I'm starting to establish where my different colonies are. I'll go back. There's Freetown and Sierra Leone, forts along the coast of the Gambia. Let me go see if I can find the Gambia. Gambia, there it is. Let me zoom back out of here. So there's the Gambia, same kind of thing. I've got some forts along here, so I'm going to select this region. I know it's not exactly where these forts are, but it's close enough. Let me fill that in again. Okay, and then let me put in 50% size. Here's England. Let me put in. This should pop up here soon. There we go. And there is that. I'm going to save that. I'm going to do that for all the rest of these, and then I'm going to go down Southern Africa, find that region, establish that as a home country, find the Orange Free State, make that a colony, find France, Portugal, Spain, and I'm going to continue to do that. You may want to create a legend as well to go with this, but that is in essence how you use this.